So for number 3, I'm just going to start with my givens like I normally do. I know that ray DB bisects angle ADC. My step 2, since I know I have an angle bisector, I know that I have 2 congruent angles somewhere. So I know that since BD bisected ADC, that ADB and BDC are congruent. I'm just going to call those angles 1 and 2. Angles 1 and 2 are congruent. And I know that just from the definition of an angle bisector. I know that's what angle bisectors do. All right, so if I know that angles 1 and 2 are congruent, I'm just going to stop there for now. I'm going to say from here that angles 1 and 3, I know those are vertical angles. I can see that. I can see that angles 1 and 3 are vertical. So I'm just going to start something new, and I'm going to say that angles 1 and 3 are vertical angles. Forget my arrow between steps 1 and 2. Step 3 doesn't really have to do with 1 or 2. I'm just kind of thinking of it on my own, and I just know that that's the definition of a vertical angle. All right, my step 4, since I know that 1 and 3 are vertical angles, I can say that 1 and 3 are congruent. Angles 1 and 3 are congruent. And I know that just because of what I know about vertical angles, but it actually comes from the vertical angle congruency theorem. That's what I'm going to put. The vertical angle congruency theorem. All right, and whoops. I know that 4 came from step 3. And then I have one more step to do. I was trying to prove that 2 and 3 were congruent. Well, I proved that 1 and 2 were congruent, and then I proved that 1 and 3 were congruent. So the commonality I have in those two statements is the angle 1. So I can just eliminate that and say that my angles 2 and 3 are congruent now. That just comes from my transitive property. And that came from this right here, as well as this right here.